Do you know what? I'm so busy, but like, I'm traveling a lot. It sounds a bit like I'm just being Mark Cavendish, if that makes sense. Like, I turn up and yeah, a lot of cycling events, a lot of corporate events, and seeing the world and doing a lot of stuff that kind of I'm living the dream. Actually, I'm very busy, but I'm living the dream. And then when I'm home, I can do all the like dad stuff that I couldn't do for
like what?
For the last 20 years. Like, I had a summer holiday, first summer holiday I've had for a long time. Like, because I was always racing. Obviously, August we're always racing. So, and I was able to throw the kids in the pool, and I can jump on the trampoline, stuff like that, like normal stuff.
Which you weren't allowed to do before.
And it's been refreshing. I'm loving my life. Thank you.
Is it one of the themes in the book? And you mentioned it a few times. I know you don't really have regrets, but time. Yeah. Time has not been kind to you in relation to your family, has it? Because there are long periods of time, and I think you say it in the book, where you felt like you're away from them. It was what you were doing, and that must be hard. I mean, it's the life you choose, and it's hugely rewarding, but it's not easy, that stuff, is it?
No, it's not. But it's just the nature of the game for most professional athletes, do you know? Yeah, like I said, I'm lucky now. I'm retired at 40 years old, and so there's the positives that come from that as well, do you know? And I guess for normal, like a normal job, with a 9-to-5 job, you're gone from the morning to evening every day anyway, you know. And it was never like that. So, you know, I could talk about the sacrifices, but also I had perks, you know. And in my book, I try to be as kind of as direct and objective with that as well, you know.
The other thing that is mentioned a few times by you, because it's your book, is the chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
That is, you say, has just always been there.
I think that's part of a personality trait.
How did that manifest itself? Like, what were the good bits of having a chip on your shoulder?
I guess if you always have a kind of point to prove, it's not just as a sports person, I guess in life. If you feel you've got a point to prove, you're always going to step a little bit further. So it obviously paved a good way for me in some aspects.
And what was the point you thought you were always... Because it was consistent. You were incredibly successful already, but you always still felt like you've still got to prove more.
Like, I think I've taught... It's been documented quite throughout my career, and I talk about it in the book, and that I don't physically... I don't really fit into the mould of a cyclist, you know? Like,
because? Just explain that.
So cycling, I taught more the numbers in the book and stuff like that. Cycling's a very... All sports now, they're very, like, data-driven sports, you know? And it's about if you can push a certain power output, like, you're going to do well. But that works if you're in lanes going in a straight line, but in a bike race where there's 200 bike riders all going for the same finish line, a lot of like technical and tactical aspects come into play, you know, and that's not given in a data-driven thing, and it can often be overlooked. And I was always that end of the spectrum, I guess.
But you got stronger as you got older, which kind of defied the data. So I wonder how that changed the examination of all of that, like the principles things were based on.
Like, you get stronger anyway, but also everyone else got stronger as well, you know. It's as data came in more and more, they could pick the strongest riders, I guess.
No, but I'm saying, like, in your 30s, when you were comparing data to your early 20s, and is it unreasonable for me to think that a man in his early 20s is going to be have physically more potential than a man who's like 36?
Actually, no, but hypocritically, I was able to use that data that I kind of talk against to get better myself. Do you know what I mean? It was as simple as that. I used to go out and just ride my bike. I think that's what I love about cycling. I think it's what a lot of people love about cycling. The freedom you get from going out and riding. I used to go out and ride my bike. The more you ride, the better you get. That's quite, we know that. But when I was able to kind of put it into, as I got older, I was able to use data to train specifically. And of course I was going to get better anyway, you know. And I didn't necessarily enjoy it as much. I was still riding my bike, didn't enjoy it as much, but it made me better, I guess.
Now, one of the things you talk about in the book is money, and you're very, very open about money, about how much your teams are paying you. Literally, you're naming the numbers. There's one story you tell about a meeting, I think it's with your team boss, and your wife is there, and you're having what sounds like a pretty heated argument over what they're prepared to pay you, and your wife gives you a big kick under the table. And I don't know what to say, just be quiet, don't dig yourself into a hole. You had very difficult sometimes conversations.
I think I've just been open about transactions, I guess. I think it has to be. It's disingenuous if I'm not. And I think talking about figures of a professional sports person, like it can sound quite disingenuous, but I think it's important to objectively state it, to see what we're talking about.
I think it's really refreshing. That's what I'm saying. It's very refreshing. But clearly in that situation, when you and someone is saying, you're worth this, you were adamant that I'm worth this.
Yeah.
And you did not shy away from that. And you did your own negotiations.
Cycling it's not a franchise sport like other sports. It's a strange business model. It's a predominantly media spend that pushes the sport of cycling. And I was in a position where I guess you have a value for that, and it's just it's trying to show it's trying to, everybody has negotiations and business transactions in.
Were you an anomaly?
Outside of sport.
Were you an anomaly in that sense, in the sense that you were negotiating for yourself, you kind of would dig your heels in, rightly so, do it, to get what you think you're worth? Were you an anomaly compared to like others in the field?
I didn't
or
dig
was
my
that
heel.
was that the way that the negotiations were done? It was accepted.
I think that I always try and be fair. I think
it's not a criticism.
Life,
it's just a general, like, you imagine people that are being managed, so managers go and deal with companies.
And I try and get as much as I can and for me, life's about being fair. It's as simple as that, It's just that. There's quite an objective view to doing stuff. And
there's a business side of it, and then there's the emotion. Just for a second, take us to you on your very last Tour de France, and you're cycling down the Champs-Élysées for the end, and your family's waiting for you, and it's full and final. What were those
incredible.
sentiments?
Do we always finish in Paris on the Champs-Élysées in the Tour de France. That year we finished in Nice, my last one, and with the time trial, not a sprint. And do you know what? It was a way I could do my last ever stage of a Tour de France of just soaking up how incredible that sporting event is. The Tour de France is the biggest annual sporting event on the planet. And to be able to just enjoy it in its fullest and enjoy what I grew up watching, it was the best way I could finish my career. I'm very happy. And it was the cherry on top of a 20-year baked cake, I guess. So.
And you were absolute that was it?
Yeah. I was sure the year before, but obviously, as I talk about in the book, I had to do another year after that, and I'm happy I did. And I can sit here now looking back and being happy on my career. So.
Are you a well-behaved cyclist on the roads when you go out for a poodle?
Do you know what I am? And I think I'm a big advocate in saying that there's no cyclists aren't bad, pedestrians aren't bad, drivers aren't bad. The people that are doing the action are the ones that are in the wrong. It's not you shouldn't generalise. We all share the roads and the pavements.
Just so I understand, Mark, when you go out cycling now, you love cycling. Do you ever cycle on a non-racing bike?
All
do you
the time.
Cycle on like an upright, sort of ordinary bike?
The bicycle. Everybody in this room, everybody watching has the same memory as a kid of the first time their saddle was let go and they rode a bike. That's something we all have in common, and that's what's so beautiful about this mode of transport. It can be a mode of transport, it can be a way to keep fit, it can be a racing machine, It's such a versatile thing, this little thing with two wheels and a chain. And that's what I loved growing up, the freedom I got from it. I still get that. The freedom I get from riding a bike is still as big as it was when I was 7 years old. And I'm very lucky of being able to do that for my job, for my life in the last 30 years, I guess.
Well, that makes me feel better. When I'm out going very slowly on my bike today,
just enjoy
makes
it.
me feel better. Just enjoy the moment. Mark Cavendish said so.
Exactly. Please do.
Mark, thank you so much. So Mark's book, Believe, is out now.